It's a big night for Brumbies rugby, a bumper crowd at Canberra Stadium, and the locals are hoping to become the first Australian provincial team to beat the Lions since Queensland did it in 1971. And the tourists have a very experienced forward pack. Grant, Best and Stevens in the front row, 121 test caps between them. Go to the back row, O'Brien, Tipperick and Faletau. At the start of the tour, they were tipped to be in the test match 23, no doubt about that. But the big question is 11, 12, 13 and 14. Williams, 12 trees, Barrett and Wade. They've only joined the team this week as fill-ins. Will they hit the ground running? The captain is number 2, Rory Best, and the coach is Warren Gatlin. Well, for the Brumbies, a very inexperienced front row, Smith, Saliva and CO, just 32 Super Rugby caps between them. Scott CO number 1 and 8. The captain, Peter Kilman, have been released from the Wallaby camp this week to try and boost the Brumbies' chances, and just 2 players with test match experience. Kimblin, 2 tests in 2009, and number 11, Clyde Rathbone, 26 tests, but the last was way back in 2006. The captain is Kimblin and the coach is Jake White. Big night for 3 Lions debutants. Billy, 12 trees, Brad Barrett and Christian Wade, all 3 called in to cover for the injured players, along with veteran Shane Williams. And we are underway. The final hit out for the Lions before the first test. First of 3 tests. And it is the Lions on their own 22. Now Richie Gray, the big Scottish lock. Ben Youngs with the first box kick of the night. Coming forward is Tamura. Across now to Mogg. He fires it out to Andrew Smith. And he has lost it. It's a turnover. Wade was very quick to snap that one up. 5 from halfway. There's the kick from Billy, 12 trees, down to Mogg. And there's a kick into touch, so let's go sideline to Rod Kafer.
Thanks, Clarkie. It is chilly down here and the ground is fairly wet. Nathan Sharp has managed to steal a beanie from one of the Fox Sports sound crew. Pulled his weight there next to me. He's a little bit cold as well. He's not used to the Canberra cold, but looking forward to this game. First line out, Sharpie, and real challenge to see if the Lions have got it together and the Brumbies can apply some pressure. Yeah,
the Lions haven't been under a great deal of pressure at line-out time this whole tour. So the Brumbies have been good at the set piece this year. Let's see if they can keep that form through their line-out time.
Well, on the inside, ball goes to Young. He pops it over to Wade. And Christian Wade looking for a try on debut for the Lions. Now it goes out to O'Brien, so a great attacking opportunity for the tourists. Youngs gives it to Hogg, intercepted almost, but then it goes out to Williams. Williams looking for a fairy tale return to the Lions, but he is into touch on the far side.
Oh, they save it by only a metre. Brilliant set-piece stuff. It came diagonally 30 metres across, 40 metres across the other side of the field. The line-out was wonderful. Wade, the winger only just introduced, he was part of the set move. And the Brumbies survived by the skin of their teeth.
Saliva with the throw in. And Kimblin claims it and has a run. Taken by Faletau. Fryer. Back it goes now to Moore. Safely into touch. It'll be a line out around about the 10-metre mark. Still in Brumbies territory.
Oh, big chance for Tamua. We talk about his poise this season. Got a lot of time to do things. This is the big test.
You can see the Lions, they really want to start on the front foot in this game, using a move over the back of the line out that I thought they may have shelved for the test matches, but nonetheless they've used it straight in behind the Brumbies. They want to attack tonight.
And the Lions fans, the Red Army, let them know that they are in the nation's capital and behind their team. Stolen. Kimblin got up ahead of Gray. So Pryor will kick and Spate will chase. Williams does well. 36 years of age. Shane Williams called in from rugby duties in Japan.
Oh, that's an enormous torpedo punt.
And Mogg goes high. Waiting for it is Carney. Only his first start on this tour. Played some tests for the Lions in South Africa 4 years ago, and the Brumbies pile in. But it comes out for Youngs, and he throws a dummy. Kurandrani holds on, then they lose it forward, and Pryor with a chance to go wide to Mua. Out now to Kimlin. He's going to put it on the toe. The captain. And getting back there is Williams. He's left it behind. Hogg is there to clean up. And all of a sudden, it's the Lions under pressure inside their own 22.
Oh, but scrambling, they've recovered that situation. The Brumbies were well on the front foot. Deserved to win that ruck. The fitness and pride of the Lions.
Now the Brumbies fans start the roar, trying to rally their troops. Wonderful atmosphere at Canberra Stadium on a chilly Tuesday. That's not out. Now it's Mogg. Wide ball. Over the top to Smith. Straightens. And now he gives it. Kurandrani. Wade holds on. Kurandrani beats him, and there's the first try. And what a try!
Oh, there's one for counter-attack. The kick from the other side of the field doesn't go out. Mogg throws a monster pass. Kurandrani looms up the outside of Smith, and one of the biggest fens ever barreled him through 2 tackles after he swiveled through the first one. Kurandrani, enormous limbs on him. We'll have a look at this. Pryor gives it to Mogg. He sizes it up. Twelvetrees is in the way. Wade's got no idea here in the defence. Smith bamboozles him. Wade comes again at Kurandrani, pushes him off. Carney gets stuffed up by Wade, and Kurandrani try.
Marto, probably the most improved player in Australian rugby, Kurandrani, this season. Andrew Smith got turned over by Wade earlier, held the ball in 2 arms, boom! The big fend, and Kurandrani goes over as Jake White pulled the sucker punch here. As he said, we're going to play it tight, we're going to kick. Every time the Brumbies have got the ball, they've looked to run.
But the counter-attacking, that's the thing that's taken the Lions by surprise. And 2 Jesse Mogg monster passes have been the keys. Look at Spate and Kurandrani. They know how big that is.
Marta, you know it's difficult to defend when you haven't defended with other players in that back line, and you're all of a sudden thrown in against good counter-attackers. Puts you under pressure, and the Brumbies are taking advantage.
Everyone talks about Christian Wade. Number 14 on the wing for the Lions, making his debut. Only made his test debut 10 days ago.
Was the UK Premiership Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year. And Pryor can't add the extra 2.
He might have pace, but he hasn't got combination with his inside defenders.
5-0. It is the Brumbies over the Lions. Well, that midfield pairing of 12 Billy Twelvetrees and 13 Brad Barrett, sure, they've been late replacements on this tour, but they have started 2 tests for England earlier this year in the Six Nations, so they'll have some sort of combination, but they've now got to try and link up with Shane Williams.
Oh, look at this.
Left and Wade on the right. Out on the full.
Oh, you love that as a forward. Opposition kicking out, scrum halfway. Let's go again, Brumbies.
Oh, some kinks in the armour.
Yeah.
No problem with experience in the front row, though. Ryan Grant, Rory Best and Matt Stevens, 121 test caps between them. In the Brumbies, it's Scott Seo, Saliva and Ruan Smith. They've got 32 Super Rugby caps between them. But a great opportunity to learn something tonight.
Crouch. Touch. Sit.
Kimlin picks it up. No, he doesn't. And it's been thrown over to O'Brien, and now Hogg puts it on the toe. Mogg will watch it run over the chalk. Good kick in the end, though. What happened at that scrum, Sharpie?
Yeah, the delivery was just spoiled, obviously, by the Lions. I think Kimmo thought that he had the ball, slipped out of his hands. Lions, good turnover, and a great kick. Pressure on the Brumbies line out again. The last one they had here was underthrown, and Kimmo did a great job of making sure he came away with it. Big line out here for the Brumbies. They need to stay on top of it to stop the Lions from putting pressure on.
So Pryor gives it out to young Colby for anger. Chamua.
Oh, lovely stuff.
Shane Williams thinking about the quick throw in.
It's one of the things the Brumbies have done well all year this year is exit from their own 22, from their own half. You can see there, that's a great result from the line out. It started 7 metres out from their own line.
And they use that change up there, line out. They use the Little lob first, Sharpie, that time straight up to 2. Good call.
Yeah, got them thinking about the lob, then went wham, straight in for the fast ball at the front there, Kath. Good eye from you, being a back.
Plenty of tall timber for the Lions. Evans and Gray.
Not straight.
Not straight, so it's been an unsettled start for the tourists tonight.
Captain.
Well, when we're talking about combination problems, it's not up front. They've had plenty of time together on this tour, but that's almost the outside shoulder.
Yeah. So stay here, and my call again.
Difficult night for throwing. There's a fair bit of water on the balls hit, regardless of how well the ball boys try and dry them. It's going to be a difficult proposition throwing in these conditions.
Touch. Set.
Don't know whether that feed was all that straight.
Certainly wasn't down the middle, but he got away with it.
Tamura, a sneaky one.
Carney.
3.
Down to his opposite number, Jesse Mogg. Plenty of time. And well taken by Wade. Is it now to Hogg? Pryor. Pops it over. Good hands. Mogg.
9, 3. Stay here.
Well position was Hogg.
Scottish fullback, he's not going to have too much trouble with those.
And he almost regathered as well. Lost it forward in the end, so we're going to have a scrum for the knock-on. Just 20 years of age, Stuart Hogg, already 15 tests for Scotland. Actually turns 21 next Monday. Big future, and he's been used as a fullback and fly half on this tour.
Well, he's been used as fly half because they're trying to protect, especially Johnny Sexton, who'll start in 10 on Saturday night against the Wallabies, but also Owen Farrell. They don't need him to get injured. It'll be in their post-tour report. Bring an extra 5/8 next time.
Touch. Set.
Good scrum from the Lions. Matt Stevens, the 30-year-old, 44 tests for England, South African born. Didn't play on the 2009 tour to South Africa, but he's one of 5 players who was on the Lions tour to New Zealand in 2005.
Now move back.
Shane Williams, another one of them. Ryan O'Driscoll, Paul O'Connell and Gethin Jenkins. Jenkins, unfortunately, his tour this time didn't last long. He's already returned home with an injury.
Touch. Set.
A lot of experience in the front row. This is a better scrum from the Brumbies, but it's there for Youngs and Hogg. Taken by Kurundrani. O'Brien. Youngs to Falatau. Over the advantage line. O'Brien again. One of the forwards on tour so far. Hogg, inside ball. Big hit there on Rory Best. 12 trees, Kurundrani raced up and shut him down.
That's one of his specialties.
Now it's Falatau. Not really going anywhere at the moment, the Lions. Wait! Not a lot of room to move, and he's put a foot on the chalk. He's electric, but he needs a little more space than that.
For any of these Lions aspirants that want to play in the test match on Saturday, these type of scenarios are great for the coaches to see who can get them out of trouble, who can get them back on the front foot here. You can see there the Brumbies 3 great phases of defence. The coaches will be looking who could get them out of that predicament if they need them on Saturday against Australia.
Brumbies are only just onside, but they're making the hits.
Saliva to Kimlin, down to Pryor, to Mua, Fanga in midfield, taken by Tipperick and also O'Brien.
Number 4.
Mogg.
Oh, this could be trouble.
It is. He's overcooked that one. So we'll come all the way back to about 30 metres out.
Yeah, that's a momentum changer, Cave.
Yeah, I mean, it's Sharpie said it before that they are typically good at getting out of their half, the Brumbies. He Jesse Mogg, bad strike on that one. Nick White's got such a long boot, typically from halfback, not there tonight. Ian Pryor kicks the ball also with a reasonable thump. So, you know, 3 kickers in Pryor, Tamua and Mogg. Great having a left footer in there. The Brumbies are well organised in their kick chase, typically.
Go to Evans. Best has it at the back. Not a bad rumble from the Lions up to the 22. Still going.
Once.
They've got to use it.
Now it goes to Youngs. Hogg inside Wade, put it on the toe. Lost forward by the Lions.
There's a combination worry there. Stuart Hogg, not normally a fly half, throwing it inside to Wade, have just joined the tour in the last couple of days.
Yeah, very difficult move to execute under pressure with new combinations. You can see there, and he gets one for his trouble as well.
Does he what?
The Brumbies are starting to put some good pressure on the Lions line out. Once the Lions secured that ball, they were able to more effectively. But it's good to see teams starting to contest in the air against them quite capably.
Crouch. Touch. Set.
Free kick. Going against the Lions.
I bet you they don't ask for another scrum.
Early red.
They might be sending a message out to their captain, Rory Best, who asked a question of the referee about the put-in from Pryor. Certainly not going down the middle tunnel.
You don't see that too much in the modern game. A short arm free kick means that it's the Lions throwing to the line out. The scrums are going that badly, boys.
No, I think Ryan Grant from the loose head prop from the Lions is getting probably the better of Ryan Smith in that tighter position for the Brumbies. But Scotty Seo is scrummaging particularly well against Matt Stevens.
Again, it's a poor throw from Best. And Tamua kicking across for Rob Carney. He's going to call the mark inside his 22.
Great pressure again at line out time from the Brumbies.
Oh, here's trouble.
No, they decide not to put it through the hands, and it's Tamua kicking down to Wade, across to Hogg. Mogg.
Yeah, they don't want to play down in their half.
Hogg, good take.
Mogg on Hogg. It was like a Dr. Seuss book there for a while.
Stevens. Young's calling for some troops.
Back feet.
Now he goes the box kick. Come down on halfway. Pryor couldn't take it. Advantage. Now the penalty.
Yeah, he was looking for the advantage there, but it became too much of a dog's breakfast to make anything of it.
Poor old Ian Pryor. He went up early and gravity got him. He wanted to stay in the air and he just couldn't.
.5 minutes gone. Brumbies 5-0 over the Lions. They've played on 2 previous occasions. Lions winning both of them. On the last occasion, 2001. It was a late try to Austin Healy to lock it up at 28 all, and then the conversion was successful. The Lions getting away with a 2-point victory.
The Lions have used fairly consistent line-out formations and jumping patterns throughout the tour so far. It's the first time they've been under real pressure tonight. A couple of pilfers already from Peter Kimlin. It'll be interesting to see what they evolve to.
Time for the Lions to try and hit back here. Advantage being played. Penalty advantage for the Lions. Gives it to Best and he drives forward. Pick and go here from Stevens. Taken by Seo. So we'll come back for the penalty. Will they take the 3 and get some reward on the scoreboard?
I'm not sure. I get the feeling they reckon they might be going over here with one of these rolling mauls. No, they want the points.
So it'll be Stuart Hogg.
Sharpie just a little bit slow to get into position there to sack that line out. The maul had formed. Brumbies not quick enough.
Yeah, it's definitely a fine line there, Kate. You'd know, I think a guy who could probably have played hooker in his time. He'd taken a fair interest in that. I'd say that the Brumbies had the right idea, just as you say, the execution let them down a little bit with speed there.
Rory Best has got a nice shiner on that left eye. Marto, did you see how he copped it?
No, who gave it to him?
No, no one. No one. Accidental, I think.
Yeah, righto.
Hogg 15 metres in from touch, and it's off the uprights, and it's been claimed there by Power, Leon Power.
Good alertness.
Don't see the Lions miss too many shots at goal on this tour. So still 5-0 Brumbies.
The Lions, on a night like tonight where it's a bit dewy, it's a bit wet, they're going to look to employ this driving maul. It's been powerful for them when they have used it, particularly against combined countryside. They use it to a good extent. Tonight, I think it's going to be a bit more of that on the cards.
Best. Straight down to Youngs. And 12's just had to check his run there, and there's a sitting target. Now it's Falatau. Hold on to him. And the penalty goes against the attacking team. Falatau holding on. Colby Faanga being rewarded for his efforts there.
He gets the pats. Vardy was in there as well. But it all came from the original pass. Hogg behind 12-3s, puts you behind the advantage line. There's no combination there. They just shovel that pressure along, and then it ends up a turnover. Good one from Mogg. Puts them deep.
Brumbies might think about a drive here. Sharpie, they've used the drive a lot this season. Well-drilled forward pack. Maybe that's on the cards for them.
It'll be interesting to see their tactic. They will have picked certain areas in the lines that they'll want to attack. I think we'll get a good example here, Kate, of what that strategy is going to be. You're right, straight on the money.
Good two-handed take from Vardy. That's the 22. Now it's on the ground. It comes back for Pryor. Andrew Smith. Taken by Hogg and 12-3s. They try and hold him up, but he goes to ground now. Tamua. Wide ball. Rathbone. Rare touch for him in this match. Poor pass, and it's gone backwards and picked up by Falatau. So wasted opportunity by the Brumbies.
Back feet, please. Back feet.
Falatau. Best. Got into Ruan Smith.
Back feet, no, back feet.
Young's under a bit of pressure, but gets the kick away. Rathbone. Tries to run over the top of Wade.
It's the only way he knows.
Now it's Carter. Sam Carter, his dad, David. 5 tests for the Wallabies in 88 and 89, but missed out on a test against the Lions in 89. Played on either side of that tour. Now it's Tamua, the inside ball to Smith. His twin brother, JP, is on the bench. And Kurumjani charts here, dummy, and then it goes to ground.
Brilliant lead-up work.
Seo. Ball and all, tackle from Gray, and he turns it over, forces a mistake. So we're going to have a scrum with the Lions to put in.
Oh, was there some good hole running there from Kurandrani. He wasn't the only one, but he was the one who the ball found, Cave.
Really good, runs a nice line. Kimlin on the line. It's that little unders line there. Colby Fainga does really well. Turns Rob Carty and almost makes a middle of him. Watch him here. They both run that hole. Really nice hole running. Colby Fainga, beautiful support position. Just positioned himself in that second line. Was able to then get the ball. Turn Rob Carney. Right idea. Trying to find his outside man. Ball goes to ground. Saliva in the end knocks the ball on, but the Brumbies have got him under a bit of pressure, Sharpie. First time on tour, perhaps.
Yeah, really, probably for me, the way I like the way the Brumbies are playing, a really simple play. They just kept going the same way. They exhausted the Lions' numbers down that short side, and you could just see there was too many tackers for their defenders to stop, and Kurandrani found that hole that was inevitable with the sheer weight of numbers. If they continue down that vein and they can maintain good ball control, there's going to be plenty more gaps like that tonight, I think.
Challenge often there, Sharpie, is new guys in the team just understanding how to fold around the back of the breakdown, which side to go, left or right. Got to make some choices in defence. It's difficult sometimes when you're new.
Free kick going against the Brumbies. Might just take some time for some of these new combinations to work. We haven't seen the traditional Lions attack so far tonight. It's on tour, 33 tries, Mardo, and they're averaging 11 line breaks per game. Nothing like that at the moment.
It's the speed which they've been starting the games too. They've been scoring those tries early. Well, that one's beaten. Stuart Hogg would have hit the stumps.
No. Stay.
Yeah, Jesse Mogg will take that one. Good earn.
Rod Caper's getting particularly excited down here. There's been a couple of great torpedo kicks from Stuart Hogg. That'd excite you as well, Mardo, would it?
Yeah. Oh, reminds me of Mardo hitting the Wallaby way back in the late 80s, Mardo. 60 on the fly, no problems.
If you've got time, why not? If you're under pressure, hit the drop punt.
Saliva, that one against the throat, but they can't control it. It's good work by Evans. That into touch, so
yeah, good line out
defence. Get a bit of a gain here, Sharpie.
Yeah, good line out defence there. He showed them the space in the middle of the line out, and then he closed it. The Brumbies have got to be better than that, and actually be aware that the Lions are shifting their defensive position before the ball's being thrown.
This time they got a cutter straight down to Pryor. And mix up in midfield.
Well picked up, Smith.
Andrew Smith it was. Now Carter. It's gone forward. So scrappy play by the Brumbies there. And Best hands it off to Youngs. He's going to have a run. Gives it out to Williams. And he's into touch on the far side.
He thought he was away. Sharpie, you've spoken a little bit about lineouts. There's Shane Williams with his first real dash of the game. Let's have a look. Yeah. Glenn Jackson had his eyes on it there. Sharpie, how much can you take out of what they're doing tonight in relevance for the first test?
Oh, look, Marto, I think they will have been showing only glimpses of what they're sort of planning for the test matches, but in general, they'll have a bit of a philosophy there, and there are a few things that I'm sure the Wallabies will have taken out of their first few games on tour, at least anyway.
Pryor kicking for Spate. And his hands on it, couldn't control it, so cleaned up at the back by Carney. Youngs to O'Brien, out to his captain, his Irish teammate Best. Hogg, not a good pass, but he was playing advantage. And we'll come back for the penalty over on the far side. Jerome Gasset from France, the referee.
Stay on your feet.
I think everyone's got the general idea. Brumbies went to ground. Stuart Hogg, you're telling me 5'8" for the Lions is only 20 years of age. He's lived a tough first 20.
21 next week.
Oh, yeah.
Pot kettle black, Marto, but, you know.
Don't throw stones in glass houses.
That Scottish climate would look after you.
So Spate goes to ground. Bog. Not held, so he picks up another metre to the 10. Kimlin, quick hands, and Carter. Smith. And Tamua.
Stay here.
Carney running onto it. Now chasing. Kimlin on the 10-metre mark.
One right offside.
He's playing advantage. Good run by Smith. 4 Super Rugby caps for the Brumbies.
Here. One red. Offside.
It goes against Ryan Grant.
One red. On the kick.
Offside from the kick from Carney. Gee, they're going to have a shot here. 55 metres out.
The breeze is behind the Brumbies, isn't it, boys?
Yeah, definitely behind them, but you know, this is a 20% kick, this one, for mine. It's a long way, Sharpie.
Oh, I'm still trying to find the breeze that you're talking about there, boys. It's very calm down here. My hair's not moving at all.
I know, but the smoke coming off your melon is. Oh, is that Sharpie? There you are, mate.
That's my old hairstyle.
Guess your mum brought it along tonight. Good to see.
Rugged up at Canberra Stadium. Is it long enough? You bet it is, but it's not straight. It's out to the left, so a terrific attempt. Still 5-0, Brumbies over Lions.
It's an enormous kick there from Mogg.
Well, it was worthwhile having a shot because they've played hardly any rugby down in the 22 of the Lions. Would have been easy points.
So Hogg. Kurandrani went straight into big Richie Gray.
Won the battle.
Tamua flies it out. Bounce was okay for Smith, and the inside ball from Rathbone to Mogg, and then Rathbone leaves it behind. Trying things, but just not coming off at the moment.
Right idea, though. They're really trying to exploit that outside channel, that 15-metre tram track channel, where they know they're going to be a little bit unsure of themselves. Wade, Pigdom is not a great defender. Hogg has to come up and make the tackle. You know, those holes get a little bit bigger as the game goes on. Rathbone, as we know, he's a big, strong, powerful runner. One-on-one with Wade, he'll give him some problems as the game wears on. Wade's done well so far. Also defended nicely on Rathbone, but as the game goes on, the space gets a little bit wider. You get a little bit more time with the ball in your hand, and he'll be looking for his opportunities.
Youngs bringing Wade into it. He offloads. 12 trees. Good tackle from Tamua.
Good read by Tamua too.
Now it's Gray. Carter makes a tackle. Hogg. Decent thump down into the 22. And Jesse Mogg claiming the mark.
Don't know why he bothered. He didn't have a Lions defender within 30 metres. Gives his team a rest.
Okay.
Finds touch around the halfway mark.
Stay on the line. Stay on the line, Blue.
The Lions would love to get some points on the board, get their crowd revved up. They're fairly quiet, haven't struck too many blows. Yeah, that didn't look real straight.
Eventually he gets the call from the assistant, Jaco Piper from South Africa. Look at it here.
Scrum. Okay.
Not straight at all.
Let's go.
Yeah, just tailed off a little bit there. You can see that Best is normally a very good hooker, very good thrower of the ball. Tonight he's had a couple skewed. That may be attributed to a little bit of pressure from the Brumbies. They're doing well.
Touch.
Set piece time.
Set.
Right. Rathbone to Moore. Cut out pass, bringing Henry Spade into the play, but
It was too good for him.
into touch it goes. Both teams just having a bit of trouble finding their rhythm.
Well, they're having a go, but that one, exceptional ball. He had every right to catch that one. I don't know whether he didn't think Jesse Mogg was going to pluck it out of the air.
Spade's been in sensational form in 2013, eligible for the Wallabies Spring Tour in November. Fijian born. Would have become eligible through residency by November. It's poor. Head out 12 trees with nowhere to go.
They're making his life hard.
No, wait.
Hogg giving it some air, and it's there for Carney.
Advantage for the knock-on.
It's lost forward by the Brumbies. And the blind goes Falatau. O'Brien.
Advantage over.
Penalty. So he didn't give them a long advantage there. And now it is the Brumbies with an opportunity to have a shot at goal. 15 in, 40 out.
This real constriction style of play from the Brumbies. They're dominating field position. They do have a little bit of breeze behind them, but they've been good getting out of their own half. And by contrast, the Lions not so good. Scotty Sear, they're beautifully positioned, loses his feet. One of those penalties you could say it could go either way, but probably Sear in the right position. Sean O'Brien saying he never let go, and Pete Kimlin saying thanks very much, ref. We'll have a shot at goal.
Kimlin had that look of, I think we were lucky to get that one.
Well, he said advantage was over for the Lions, and the play was hovering around the same spot where the infringement was from the Brumbies early on.
Yeah, but it can be perceived advantage, not just territorial.
So Pryor out to the left. So it's none from 3 for the Brumbies kickers. But they still have the lead, 5-0. The Lions haven't been held scoreless in the first half of any game since 1980 against Orange Free State in South Africa.
What a stat.
Spate, good take. Kimlin. Let's not forget Peter Kimlin hoping to play his way into the match day 23 for the Wallabies on Saturday, just like so many of the Lions trying to play their way into the test squad. Kimlin and CO released from the Wallaby camp as we see a bit of push and shove, nothing in that.
I'd hate to rain on his parade while we watch the breakup. That bloke giving them a bit of advice.
No.
But there's no way Kimlin could be in the 23 if he's playing tonight. Or Nathan Sharp, you've been in Camp Wallaby, is there?
No.
Yeah, I think like the Lions, No, there's every opportunity, and so far Peter Kimlin's having an outstanding game. I think, you know, all these, the game the Brumbies are playing tonight, they're really starting to squeeze the lines, as Kaif alluded to. The lines having trouble getting out of their half, and a lot of that is coming on the back of some really good breakdown play and some really good forward play as well.
And this time it is Mogg from the other side, and he's going to raise the flags at long last. So it is 8 points to 0. The first successful kick of the night for the Brumbies. They've been able to dominate territory. Sits up nicely. Oh, brilliant take from Wade.
Well, here's their chance, and they're rattling.
Tipperick. Hogg. Can't get past Power. Evans, the Welshman. Young's calling for runners, and he finds Falatau. Stevens. As the halftime siren sounds. Hogg holding it up, then giving it to 12 Trees. Really deep on that occasion.
He didn't have another runner behind him, 12 Trees.
Now it's Gray. Grant. Hogg. O'Brien. No way through there.
No hands now!
Brumbies will just have to be careful not to give away a penalty now as Hogg takes them on. Gets it out to Evans. Kimblin makes the tackle. Penalty.
Off feet. Number 8, you must release, and you must stay on your feet.
One off their feet and another one not releasing, so a double whammy there, and now they will get an opportunity to put some points on the board.
So Kimlin was, his arm is in there on the ball, wrapped around surreptitiously. You can just see it.
You must release quickly, move, and after that, stay on your feet, number 3. Off feet. No contest the ball. It's okay. It's okay.
Decision has been made. You're not going to win that argument,
No.
Peter Kimlin.
What he's doing is postponing half-time slightly.
So it's Stuart Hogg, the kicking coach, Neil Jenkins in the background. First points for the Lions in the first half. He is successful. In the nick of time, they open their scoring in the first 40, but it is still the home team, the Brumbies, leading by 8 points to 3 at the break. Second half underway. Will it be a historic night for Brumbies rugby? 40 minutes to go. And Hogg, not happy with the kick, but safely into touch over on the far side. Sideline, Rod Kafer. Would you be wanting any major changes, Rod?
I think you need to see some intensity lift from the Lions. They've looked a little flat, haven't been able to get any field position. This is the first opportunity now for a long time. Oh, that's poor throw again, Rory Best. The Brumbies, as Sharpie said earlier, have really done a great job on the Lions line out. They've put pressure on, and there's a little creak
It was
there.
good in the first half. Okay.
That's 3 knots straight now.
Just goes to show experiences and everything. The most capped Irish hooker, 67 test matches, Rory Best.
Touch. Set.
So Pryor with the put in. Oh, that's not a great pass. The bounce is okay for Smith, so he looks up and Kicks down to Rob Carney. It's on the ground and it's been picked up by Carney, so they get some reward there. Youngs to Gray and Stevens. Hogg looking to attack now. Here's Wade. Oh, a high tackle there. It's okay. Or is it?
Yeah. The tackle? Yeah, I'm not convinced. I looked at the line, but it's something. Yeah, sorry. Wait. Timo.
So he's going to go upstairs to check with the television match official to see if it was a high tackle.
Tackle by the blue, please.
Well, collar's high. Anything above the shoulders is high. Is that Rathbone? Yep. Well, it's Kurandrani. Well,
it's above the shoulders.
Okay, Keith.
Technically, yes.
Captain.
No malice or harm caused, but you can't do that. You've got to come across in the midsection at the highest.
So the penalty goes to the Lions. Real opportunity for them here. Rob Carney. Into touch it goes.
Oh, this would be their dream start in the second half. Well, he's got a dry ball to play with.
It's been stolen, though. Brilliant work by the Brumbies at line-out time again. It's not happening for Rory Best and his jumpers tonight. It might have been Kimlin that got up there.
Yeah, it sure was. You can see the Brumbies have really done the homework, and they've had the benefit of the Lions having played so many games, and they've only had to use really limited options. They've done the homework well, and the Lions have probably come in here tonight with a really tight call list, and the Brumbies have schooled themselves well on it. There's no doubt they'll be saving things for the Test series. And the Brumbies making a great fist of it tonight, defending well.
I'll tell you how good. 3 throws claimed by the Brumbies and another 3 throws not straight. 6 lost lineouts.
So Best.
And another one. Nope.
No, it was Gray that got his hands onto that one. Wasn't convincing, though, but they come away with it. It's Best. Stevens. Taken by CO. And the penalty goes against the Lions. You've got to remember there's just one player with international experience in the Brumbies, 8 at the moment. That's Peter Kimlin, 2 Test caps, and his last was in 2009. So they're playing above their, well, their everything, really. Experience, lack of.
Look at Kimlin organising in there.
Yeah, you can
calm down, is it?
They've got them under pressure here. The Lions have gone to a formation they've only used once in all their games leading up to tonight. So you can see they're looking for something different. They're feeling the pinch there. They're trying to get away from that pressure that the Brumbies are applying.
Saliva, 21 years of age, 10 Super Rugby caps. He finds his captain, Kimlin, down to Pryor. Fanga off to the Melbourne Rebels next year. Here's Carter. Penalty.
Away.
Not rolling away.
Away.
This is why the Brumbies love playing in the opposition half. No Nick White, no Kristen Lealiafano. Mogg even taking the close ones now.
It's a good one. Over it goes. 11 points to 3.
It's really important for
breathing space.
Really important for the Brumbies type of game they play. They really like to squeeze their opposition when they get those opportunities to kick those 3 points they need to take them. They've missed a couple tonight. If they continue that, they'll keep accumulating their score well.
Quick restart from the Lions.
Fanga. Tamua. Now to Carney. Now the veteran, Williams. He's going to go high. Pryor waits. Comes off Pryor, then comes off Best.
Sounded like a head it came off.
Yeah, well, he's playing advantage for the Brumbies. Pops out the side.
I didn't hear him say advantage over, but it is.
Now it's Tipperick. And good pass. Barron under a bit of pressure. Good tackle from Kimlin.
Knock on by Blue.
Now we're going to have a scrum.
Brumbies players saying to the referee it was in the ocean, in the tackle that the ball was knocked down. It wasn't deliberate. Surely it's play on.
By Blue. No advantage for Red.
Referee explaining that it's a knock on.
Yeah, they don't care about that, do they?
No, not when the ball's clearly left the hands and in the process of passing.
Kurandrani's such a specialist. I reckon that's the first touch Brad Barrett's had in the game. First time I've heard him called by you, Greg Clark.
Touch.
Flew from the United States. To shelve his holiday. And join the Lions.
Stay. Now, yes.
Oh, terrific take from Bob.
Lovely.
Now it's no real attacking opportunities for Henry tonight.
Good meter grabber there, though.
And again, they don't want to play inside their own territory, but they're going to have to play it this time because it's out on the full.
Miserable miss hit by Tamua. Ran out of time, just dabbing it back to the left.
I've said it before, Marto, it's that little stab kick we see from Matty Tamura as Jesse Mogg rides high above Rob Carney. Great take in the air. Matty Tamura, sometimes when he just gets that little stab kick, I know Jake White's been trying to get it out of his game, just telling either to thump it as high as you can or as far as you can. Don't go the three-quarter.
That's a good call.
And a better lineout. Back in the back that time, and big defence in midfield from Tamua on 12 trees. Grant having a run. Best. Richard Gray. Grant again. Just hasn't been happening in midfield for the Lions tonight. Williams retired after the clash with the Wallabies in 2011. Millennium Stadium. Now he's back for the Lions, but only a one-set.
Well, that's 7 phases they've made to. Third time this game, no combination. Hogg and Young's in the halves.
Hogg has to try and get something going, and he's driven back into the halfway mark.
They've now lost 15 metres in 10 phases. Said they're good enough to keep going with the patience.
Evans still around halfway. Hogg. It's been picked up. Well, knocked on, in fact, by the Brumbies, first of all.
Oh, miserable stuff from the Lions. Only 44% of the time in this match have they made it out of the advantage line. The Brumbies' defence has been good, but it's this man showing no direction in attack and getting a bit of cop that from Colby Fainga.
11 points to 3. Brumbies over the Lions. Brumbies are 10 from 15 in Super Rugby this year. 2 draws and 3 losses. And here's a big shot from this young Brumbies pack, and Velatown has to go back and clean up.
The ball's come out of that like a soft drink out of a vending machine.
And the counter is pretty good here. It's a turnover for the Brumbies. And Pryor kicks it over the head of Hogg. It's going to stay on the field of play.
Oh, that's a great kick in recovery.
Now it goes to To Moore. And they're saying it went backwards.
There's plenty of room for Mogg to shoot for.
And one bounce and a touch on the far side.
They'll be really aiming for the sidelines now, the Brumbies, all their kickers. Jesse Mogg hits that ball beautifully. You get a lot of box kicks into that area from right-footed halfbacks. And Jesse Mogg often off that one pass finds territory, aims for the 22-metre line or better. Brumbies will now look to put some pressure on Sharpie.
Good take from Ian Evans.
It's almost the first time all two they've taken a sped-up line out. You can see them just walking in no particular formation and took the quick option. And again, going to their strength, the more they look to box kick out of here and put pressure on the Brumbies catchers more than likely.
Jaco Piper's got the flag out for foul play.
Yeah. Might that be against Grant?
Should be.
Working overtime on the head of Scott Seo.
TMO will come into it again. Let's have a listen.
Okay. You grab the head. Yeah. Number one.
Goes against Ryan Grant.
You grab the head.
That's frustration. That's what that is. I think he even saw it as his opposing number. Kimmelin immediately says, let's go for the 3.
Early in the year, Mogg was knocking on the door for Wallaby selection. And it's over again. Edging further ahead, the Brumbies. 55th minute, 14 points to 3. Well, now, who's going to stand up for the British and Irish Lions and try and spark a come-from-behind victory?
Well, it doesn't even look like Rob Carney. We've seen him perform heroics. We just saw him on the screen. Not tonight, by the looks of it.
Rathbone, as tough as ever to bring down. Now it's Carter. We've seen this play quite often. A couple of carries and then back to the kicker to get out of their own 22. Fellatau. Stuart Hogg.
That's a well-weighted kick.
Carney coming through, and Tamua was smart enough to evade the tackle, and now holding on.
Yeah. First man on his feet. First man on his feet.
Good work by Sean O'Brien.
And that's why they put up those bombs, Cave. They want to play it down here and milk a penalty.
Yeah, it's not the way the Lions have been playing all tour, though.
No.
When they've got that kick receipt ball, they've generally spread the ball wide and attacked down the flanks. They've had really good success with that in all games up until now. So you can really feel for them because they're lacking that combination and probably that cohesive understanding as a unit as to what they're trying to achieve. And with 4 new guys coming into their starting lineup, freshly off the plane, very hard thing to do. And for mine, their forwards look tired. You know, Kaif and I were just talking about it. They've been on the road. They've been in camp together for 4 or 5 weeks. They've travelled every couple of days to a new hotel. It's a big ask physically, and some of these forwards that have played a lot of games looking a little tired.
Hogg, it's a good strike. 14 points to 6. Well, you've only just got to look at the work rate tonight of the likes of O'Brien, Tipperick and Fellatau. They do look as if they just might need a break.
They're getting outgunned slightly. The other problem is they can't play what they're calling Warren ball. Warren Gatlin, the coach, he uses his enormous 3/4 line to bend or even fracture the defensive line, and then they go wide when it's sucked in that many defenders. When defence has to stem the flow from those big centres, tonight they don't have that. They haven't had any attack.
It's Jake White that has used the bench first of all, and that is out on the full. So is that a change in momentum? So Saliva, the young Brumbies hooker, has been replaced by Josh Man-Ray, the 32-year-old, just 1 Super Rugby cap. He did play for Combined Country 7 days ago against the Lions in Newcastle. Now we see a few reserves ready to come on.
What's happy hour?
Dan Cole is coming on, so too is Richard Hibbard, Dan Lydiot, Alex Corbisiero.
Half a pack.
You'll see a real improved scrummage performance here from the Lions. And not to mention Dan Lydiot, he's a fantastic back rower. He's been one of the good players for the Lions in this tour. He works tremendously hard.
Touch. Set.
Falatau off the back. Youngs to the new hooker. Richard Hibbard. The blind. Big tackle on Corbisiero. Brumbies pile in. Not coming out of there, though. It'll be a scrum. And the Lions get the put in.
Matt Tamui's put on a couple of dynamic shots tonight. As Rod Kafer alluded to in Cave's Foxfield, he certainly can defend. He's bashed a big front rower here. Look at that. That's great.
Every 5'8" loves the chance to smack a big fat bloke in the middle of the field. Matty Tamua did a great job getting off the line. Such a dynamic defender. Great leg speed into the tackle and really good timing.
You heard before the game, Stephen Larkham rates him the best defensive 5'8" in Australia.
Huge
this scrum.
Huge scrum by the Lions. The fresh men making inroads at scrum time. Falatau trying to get back, but it's been stolen. Well, comeback, he was playing advantage. A scrum penalty.
No advantage for red.
Yeah, the strength of the Lions there, they'll be licking their lips at any opportunity to scrummage in this last 20 minutes. Very experienced front row on the field now.
Well, that's the problem. The Brumbies don't have the same options at their discretion. Their reserves have got no experience, so they're going with the old pack.
Well, you'd suggest there'd be probably all three on the bench for the Lions test match on the weekend, if not one of them starting at least.
On the Brumbies reserve props, JP Smith on debut. Chris Cocker on debut.
Yeah, do you really want to throw them out against these guys?
So Hogg with an opportunity to add in a valuable 3 points just to set up an interesting situation in the final 20. Will it hold its line? Off the uprights, back in the field of play. And Carter was very alert there.
What an incredible night. That's the third poster of the evening.
Into touch it goes from Matt Tamua.
Safe as you like, Tamua.
Was a Wallaby tourist in 2009. He's had more than his fair share of injuries. Now 23.
New hooker, same result.
Same old for the Lions at the line-out. Pryor goes high, and again it's out on the full, so that's about the third one now. It's going out on the full by the Brumbies kickers.
Yeah, the Brumbies there, they look like there's a fair bit of interference there. When you know when an opposition team or an attacking team with their own throw on the line don't get in the air, something's gone askew in terms of the laws of the game.
Sharp is basically accusing the Brumbies of cheating. And Dream wouldn't hear about it, Sharp.
No, all play on in lineouts, mate, I'll tell you.
Falatau breaks away. 22 is on there, and Owen Farrell, and they go wide, and Wade can't pick it up. Mogg can't pick it up.
The Lions pack's invigorated now. The 4 or 5 reserves they've just brought on have really started to lift the tempo, and you can see them. They're going to be doing everything to take this game away from the Brumbies.
A little bit of frustration from the fans.
Well, they could do with a winger who tried to catch it with his hands, not his feet. Don't know what that was. Christian Wade just hacking away at it. Jesse Mogg comes along, tries to scoop it up.
Owen Farrell in 22. That's fly half. Replacement scrum half as well. Connor Murray. Farrell gives it to Barrett. Farrell again. Inside ball. Williams. Hibbard up to the 22. Penalty. Not rolling away.
Oh, there's some more vim and vigour in the attack of the Lions since Andy Farrell's gone on. Let's not forget, he has a combination with the two centres, 12 Trees and Barrett. Just a little bit more spark. He understands how to play fly half.
Ace goal kicker as well, Owen Farrell. Finalist for the IRB Player of the Year in 2012, Owen Farrell, and he brings it round nicely. So 14 points to 9. Still unable to score a try. The Lions.
Now the crowd's getting sparked up. 12 Trees.
Connor Murray. Down to Tamua. Jesse Hogg.
No, 3, stay here. Stay here.
Carney.
Jesse Mogg better watch out. Did he take that into the 22?
Not according to the officials.
A couple of Lions players were asking the question.
16 minutes remaining. 14 to 9. A little bit of movement on the Brumbies bench. Cafe in 20,
Wait,
Jordan
please.
Smiler.
Are you happy with the number?
Former New Zealand Sevens representative. Looking to make a name for himself on this side of the Tasman.
Yeah, just getting warmed up. Jake White will use his bench at the right time, probably a few minutes from now.
Halfway mark. The Lions. Murray gets his hands on the ball.
Look where they're getting pulled up. They're still only getting over the advantage line 45% of the time. That's a dreadful stat.
And now the short kick. Trying to turn Rathbone around. And he's into touch. Wade, they're calling for another high tackle.
Jesse Mogg should play on quickly so they don't go to the TMO here. It did look like it slipped up Wade's neck above the shoulders. Watch, ooh, just the arm over the top. Yucko Piper unable to see it from there, but fair enough, play on.
Kinlan.
Target on him.
Fanga. Again, they look to get out of their own territory through the boot of Mogg. Sits up for Rob Carney. We've seen this tactic so often from the Lions tonight. Carney did well to regather the kick. Penalty, holding on.
First man on his feet.
Good crowd in tonight as well.
First man on his feet.
Those type of penalties are really important for the Brumbies at the moment. You can just see the Lions starting to come home. The guys they've brought onto the field have really lifted the tempo. The Lions get clean ball there. They get in behind again, behind the Brumbies. Potentially another 3 points or 7. those little momentum shifts can be so important in this part of the game.
Better give him a rap. That was Scott Fardy that time, Sharpie.
He has had an outstanding game tonight, Scott Michael Fardy. He's one of those guys that is an unsung hero for the Brumbies, but he gets through so much work and he puts on so much pressure at line-out, also down at the breakdown. Tall guy, cause a lot of trouble with opposing teams.
Very versatile too, can play lock or blindside flanker. 21,655. Bumper crowd at Canberra Stadium. Actually sold more tickets than that, but it's been a pretty rough old day in the nation's capital with hail, thunderstorm, a lot of rain, and it's chilly. Sam Carter has been replaced. It's been another honest performance from Sam. Mogg.
Oh, good fight after the tackle.
Smith. And Tamua with the kick.
That's not the stab there. Nice flow through.
And Owen Farrell put a bit too much on that one. Jesse Mogg.
That's how you kick.
Carney. He's been pretty good under the high ball, Carney. The kick and the chase that time. He couldn't control it. And it's one bounce, two bounces, and into touch from Tamua. It's not pretty, but gee, it's effective. And they have mastered that game, haven't they, the Brumbies?
It certainly suits their pattern of play, and it's important that they get a bit of field position. Matt Tamua there, a little cramp. But it's important they get some field position and see if they can exert this line-out pressure. Obviously, new hooker, changes in the front row to lifters. Let's see where they go.
It's
Connor
great.
Murray.
Well called by Parling there. He knew the space was open at the tail line out. The Brumbies have been pressuring well through the middle and the front of it all night. Open space, clear air at the back of that five-man line out.
11.
Well, the night is over for the man that answered the SOS from Japan, Shane Williams. Didn't get any real space. Didn't get an opportunity to show that at 36 he still has that electrifying speed. 91 tests for Wales, most capped Welsh winger. His 10th Lions game, 3rd Lions tour. That means that the excitement machine leaves and another one comes on. 23, Simon Zebo.
Oh, is that Kurandrani with the tackle? Of course.
Faletau. Connor Murray. Inside the 22 for Jesse Mogg. Now he stabs it back down to Carney.
Oh, both of them are huge left footers.
It's going to be a line out inside Brumbies territory. Well, just over 10 minutes to go. Let's go back to 2001 when it was the Brumbies leading by 5 in the dying minutes.
Was it 28-23, I think it was?
And Austin Healy scored the try to make it 28 all, and then they converted the try to win by 2. So a converted try will be enough for the Lions to win this one.
Close my eyes, I can see Austin Healy. Ooh, gee. They'll take the 3 points, you'd reckon. Austin Healy making fun of Justin Harrison after scoring it too, before Chalmers had kicked the conversion.
So Farrell is going to have a shot. Still plenty of time on the clock, according to the Lions.
Well, 2 of these will win it.
His 5th appearance on this tour. Farrell. Oh, he learned from the last miss. It's over.
That's one of the weirdest kicking styles I've ever seen. He's all over the shop, but he's such a wonderful striker of the ball.
Just keeps himself very chest on through the impact. Beautifully balanced. Clark, he hasn't missed a kick on tour, I don't think.
Yeah, just hit the uprights previously tonight.
He's been striking the ball superbly.
Robbie Coleman's on for Rathbone. There's a match winner there. 8 minutes, a lot of time left.
Correction as well, just checking it was Hogg that hit the uprights. Good run from Murray, Connor Murray.
Good coverage there by Mogg.
Tamua.
That's the stab one that Kaif was whinging about before.
And Zebo gives it to Carney, so all of a sudden they have a spring in their step, the tourists. It's taken a while. Wasn't until they brought on the experienced players off the bench. Murray to Parling. Farrell. And Zebo. It's the halfway. Faletau. Farrell goes high. It's been the tactic all night. They're not going to change. Carney takes his opposite number. Turnover. Good work by the Lions. Zebo with a chance to wind up. Straight through almost. They just managed to bring him down. Such a dangerous runner. There's Wade having a kick now. Try getting back, and Mogg under some pressure from Wade into touch.
Oh, this is danger bells, isn't it, Sharpie?
Yeah, just some more organisation now. Farrell's come on and he's starting to direct traffic. Zebo's lifted the tempo of their attack, and all the freshmen that have come on are showing some real experience here. It's not even experience, it's just enthusiasm. The Lions lacked a bit of enthusiasm in that first half, I think, and they're coming home now strongly. The Brumbies are going to have to work hard, extremely hard to defend this maul that I think is about to unfold.
14 points to 12, the Brumbies. Moses in front. And here's the rumble from the Lions.
Once.
Hibbert.
Use it.
Farrell to Barrett. Faletau. Plenty of carries from the number 8. Not always getting across the advantage line, though. Now it's Tipperick. Murray. Again, they'll have to be careful with the discipline. The Brumbies, the penalty goes against the attacking team, though. First man on his feet.
Oh, Matty Tamua, they're lucky. Lucky. I've got Matt Tamua on both knees here playing the ball, but I'm a lot further away than the referee.
Yeah, I tell you what, a few of the Lions players blowing up at the touch judge, Glenn Jackson.
Oh, he said once.
Yeah, Owen Farrell not happy. Important kick here for Jesse Mogg. Does just enough to be an average kick. Would have been aiming for halfway.
What's hurting him? Lower leg?
I think it was the shoulder.
The 19 is coming on. Etienne Oosthuizen, another one of the youngsters in the Brumbies squad, 20 years of age, to 3 Super Rugby appearances. So he's on for Leon Power at lock. Clyde Rathbone is off, so too is Andrew Smith. Oh, the free kick. The free kick against the Brumbies in this experienced Lions pack. Nathan Sharp, they want to have a real crack here.
Yeah, look, the Lions, they'll be happy with that. They really got in there. You can see the hooker in the reserve hooker in the Hibbard. He was really stirring it up. It's a shame for the Brumbies. They needed that to relieve some pressure. They're going to be under pressure here from this scrummage. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, what a finish we got.
Sharper, this ball won't come out early, will it? They'll want to keep it in.
There is not a chance, Rod Cover. Not a chance.
Seconds ticking away, though. 4 minutes remaining. 14-12. The Brumbies over the Lions. I remind you, an Australian provincial team has not beaten the British and Irish Lions on Australian soil since Queensland in 1971.
Oh, they're still talking about it. Don't worry. One of the greatest victories in Queensland's history, they call it.
This scrum is going to be crucial for the Brumbies.
Free kick.
They'll go again.
Definitely.
So we've got Matt Tamua, who's moved to inside centre, which means that the replacement Zach Holmes is at first receiver fly half. Robbie Coleman on the left wing for Clyde Rathbone.
I've got no doubts. Lions win this scrum and they'll leave it in the scrum for as long as possible. They won't go too wide.
They'll be playing for the penalty here, Marto.
Yes,
this
for
ball
sure.
will not leave the number 8's feet.
It's been stolen somehow by Fainga to the roar of the crowd.
Straight through.
Holmes. Out appealing for a penalty for a high shot, but back it goes now to Jesse Mogg. They need to play it at the other end.
Well, they're winning on the scoreboard. They don't want to play in their own half.
So this is Simon Zebo. Brumbies pour in again. All of a sudden they've found an extra gear on defence.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, the
Great kick.
fantastic. Jesse Mogg. Big play.
Confirm with him after the game if he did that on purpose.
That's a free kick, not in 5.
Not 5.
That's a free kick, ref.
Well, they're going to be in the finals this season of Super Rugby. Get used to it.
Over 21,000. Hoping their team can hang on for an historic upset victory.
Crouch. Touch. Set.
Kimlin goes in looking for it. Tipperick over the top of him, so to Falatau. It's going to come back for the Brumbies. Now all of a sudden it's the Lions that are going to have to watch their discipline.
Brumbies should be setting up here for a field goal. Have a few runs, have a couple towards the posts, set someone back in the pocket, knock it over. They've lost it.
No, got it back.
Oh,
They did lose it.
wind the clock down to a minute. Take your time. They're doing well here.
Smiler. Will he be smiling at the end of this? Fardy. Inside the final minute. 42 long years since an Australian province has beaten the British and Irish Lions.
Lions are offside each time. Look how far offside they are. Last feet, remember.
Not coming out of there, so it will be a scrum, and that's going to eat up the seconds as well.
The Brumbies did incredibly well to clear that last scrum. This young Brumbies front row, this is all about pressure up against a very experienced Lions front row. This last scrum is going to be fantastic watching.
The last thing I want to do is a field goal. It may get charged down. Just get this thing out.
Touch. Set.
And it goes. Kimlin claimed immediately. Who's going to kick it out? Doesn't matter who it is. Oosthuizen was the one that booted it into the stands. The drought has been broken. 42 years. And an Australian province has again beaten the British and Irish Lions. The Brumbies have won it by 14 points to 12.